Well, welcome to our party. We hope to make you smile. At least leave your problems for a while. You don't even need to leave your laptop or even leave the room for the pretty darn good Opry on Zoom. With a pretty darn good Opry on Zoom. We'll play for you like we're sitting in your room. So sip the beverage of your choice and listen to the voice of a pretty darn good Opry on Zoom. Well, what a cast of characters we have for you online. Pretty soon we'll have you feeling fine. With bits of Texas wisdom will vanish doom and gloom at the pretty darn good Opry on Zoom. With a pretty darn good Opry on Zoom. We'll play for you like we're sitting in your room. So sip the beverage of your choice and listen to the voice of a pretty darn good Opry on Zoom. That's the song. And you have wandered onto the Dallas Songwriters Association pretty darn good Opry on Zoom. So we hope that we will entertain you. We've got some pretty entertaining people here. And let's, as a matter of fact, let's get started. Let's get started. We have Harry Hewlett, the famous and universally regarded Harry Hewlett. Well, actually, he's behind the sign. That's the sign, but we lost it. There he is. All right, take it away, sir.
Here we go. Okay. Getting everything clicked that needs to be clicked. Okay, here we go. It's a pleasure to be here. I saw her in my headlight. She was looking straight at me. I stopped to try and help her, do anything I could do. Her sheer white dress was dripping wet, moss was on her shoes. Have you heard the story about that haunted place? The story of the girl they call the lady of White Rock Lake. She said my boat turned over. Give me a ride, sir, if you will. I live with my father up on top of T.P. Hill. Her voice began to falter. I helped her with the door. Halfway to the top was just a puddle on the floor. Have you heard the story about that haunted place? The story of the girl they call the lady of White Rock Lake. At the top I saw a mansion. A man was standing there. I told him what had happened and the cold chill filled the air. He said, son, that I had a daughter. Is this some kind of joke? You're the third guy to say he's seen her since she drowned 3 weeks ago. Have you heard the story about that haunted place? The story story of the girl they call the lady. Of White Rock Lake. Now, this story is a strange one. Some facts that just don't jive. No girl has drowned in White Rock Lake since 1945. I googled up that spot exactly where she said she lived. Ain't nothing but a playground up on top of Teepee Hill.
Mighty scary,
That's
yes.
scary. Yeah, I didn't mean to scare y'all, but that's my song.
All right, well, thank you, Mr. HH, or H squared, as they call him. And now, Mr. Keith Dodson, who is in a not in his home, who is in a Holiday Inn, but he's still here. He's still here. So, take it away, Mr. D.
Hopefully next week I'll be back in my own home. So we'll do this. You know, when they tell you, when you learn to write, they tell you write what you know. But every so often, you got to make something up. So this work is strictly a work of fiction. Any resemblance to any person who may have gone to high school in the United States in the 70s is purely coincidental. It's a work of fiction. You believe me, right? I can't believe it. Is she the girl of my dreams, or is she a nightmare? She may not be what she seems. Maybe she's lonely. Maybe she's willing. Maybe she's taken. How to approach her? Don't really know the right way. Here comes the panic. Never know what to say. Will she start laughing? Will she start running? Or just ignore me? So is no really so bad? It's the fear that I've always had. But that fear, well, it's certainly less than the fear that she might say yes. Then what would I do? Could I take it from there? Here comes the panic. Man, I don't have a prayer. She'll find me boring. She'll find me awkward. Or she'll just ghost me. So is it really so bad? It's the fear I've always had. But that fear is certainly less than the fear that she might say yes. Well, there she goes now. Guess I missed my shot. It's getting to me. You know it happens a lot, just like the last time. She gave me no time. Well, maybe next time. Yeah, maybe next time.
Love that song, man. That's a great song.
Thanks.
And it's fun to play along. So I hope you'll maybe next weekend if you need a extra guitar, you know where to find one, right?
Well, hey, I'll be on the City Line stage at 12:30 Saturday, so swing on by.
I will be there, sir.
All right.
All right, let's see. And we go to Jenny, the classy member of the group here. Let's see if we can find her. There she is. Take it away.
I wouldn't give me that much credit.
Okay, who's barking?
That's Connor.
Who's barking?
Connor is barking.
Oh. Okay. When God gives you one, memories you'll treasure. Some things you let go of, but your love lasts forever. When God gave me one, I always knew he was precious. I needed more time to know. I pray he knows this in heaven. When God gave me one, things weren't always perfect, but his intentions endured even through all our hurt. When God gives you one, memories you'll treasure. Some things you let go of, but your love lasts forever. When God gave me one and we threw it away, he kept coming back. I regret I didn't stay. When God gives you one, memories you'll treasure. Some things you let go of, but your love lasts forever. A French angel fish I will never forget. My soulmate, you made me blessed. When God gives you one, memories you'll treasure. Some things you let go of, but your love lasts forever. Now we're apart, we're on different planes, but I'll always love you, and I hope for you it's the same. When God gives you one, memories you'll treasure. Some things you let go of, but your love lasts forever. Some things you let go of, but your love lasts forever.
Nice. Nice, as they say.
Yeah.
I like that. I liked her rhyming in that. That was cool.
Thank you.
All right, and now a man who knows about rhyme. With both rhyme and reason, we have Mr. Bill Martin.
This is an instrumental.
Woo!
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, I don't have anything to add to that. I think that was wonderful. So let us go to somebody else who's wonderful, Mr. Alan Larson.
They call me Mr. Wonderful. Not, but anyway.
Is your original sound on?
No. Let's fix that. Now it is. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place tonight. As a way of introducing this song, it's a new song, believe it or not. I actually wrote a song Sunday, I guess it was. I enjoyed listening to Jamie Shannon on Thursday on the songwriters meeting when he talked about dad gag tuning. And I've experimented previously with different tunings and got one guitar tuned to a chord, I think, for us playing around with slides and stuff. And I've tuned this guitar to some variation, but I don't know if I ever really messed around much with dad gag, but I kind of thought, well, that's kind of fun. Let's see what it's like. And I like the suggestion that it kind of gives you different sounds, a lot of drone sounds that might inspire you to write a song. And that's sort of what happened. I was kind of fooling around with just seeing what normal chord positions and regular tuning sound like a D. It's kind of a D ninth, I think, is what that. But otherwise, it's a typical D. Anyway, fooling around, I came up with this song. I like what I'm going to write about. That's always my problem. Somehow I got thinking about a wishing well. It's like, an imaginary place. So that's what I wrote about. Actually, this is in the key of F, too, even though I've got dad gag tuning. So, enough said. Let me attempt to play my song. Come on down to the wishing well, for good fortune never can tell. It'll be a good time sitting under the vine. It will be so divine. Take your coins and toss them in. Watch as the good times begin. It ain't no sin to give life a spin now and then. Folks come around, they want to hear that sound of their pennies splashing down. So come on down to the wishing well. You can ring the big brass bell hanging in the tree. The shade and breeze, if you so please. You can come out again later tonight. We'll do a waltz in the moonlight. Gonna have some fun. You'll say, son of a gun, yeah, this is how it's done. leave your worries behind. You never know what you will find. Yeah, so come on down to the wishing well. What will happen, you never can tell. Yeah, come on down to the wishing well. Good fortune, you never can tell. There'll be a good time sitting under the vine. It will be divine. So come on down to the wishing well. That's it.
That's lovely, man. I like it. Definitely like it. Cool. All right, and we go. That means I have to come up with something. Uh-oh. Well, luckily, I spent way too much of my time doing this. This is one of those songs that I may do one more time, but probably not more than that, because this is written for a specific reason, and that is to get a chuckle out of one of our members here, and I won't tell you who it is. But a hint might be that this is called The Phantom of the Holiday Inn. Come gather round, pilgrims, and I'll tell you a tale about the haunting of the Holiday Inn. It was inhabited by a middle-aged phantom who allegedly had translucent white skin. I'll come up with something else. The Phantom of the Holiday Inn. The Phantom of the Holiday Inn. He wanders all day through the hallways, the Phantom of the Holiday Inn. In late spring it was of old 24 when the start of the legend begins, when for the first time we heard about him, the Phantom of the Holiday Inn, the Phantom of the Holiday Inn. The Phantom of the Holiday Inn, the Phantom of the Holiday Inn. He wanders all through the hallways, the Phantom of the Holiday Inn. Someone saw him in the hallways. Someone said he called him Jim. But the children always try to avoid him. The Phantom of the Holiday Inn. The Phantom of the Holiday Inn. Wonderful music would whiff down the hallways from somewhere, the vents in the walls. And while nobody dared to look at for the source, the Phantom played to approval of all. The Phantom of the Holiday Inn. The Phantom of the Holiday Inn. The Phantom of the Holiday Inn. He wanders through the hallways. The Phantom of the Holiday Inn.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Pretty scary, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
scary. You sound like Count Floyd.
Yeah, exactly. That's my inspiration, to be completely honest. Yeah. Joe Flaherty was a genius. What can I say?
He was.
All right, and we move from that silliness to a something that could be more serious, but you never know with Harry. It could be anything. So take it away.
Never know. Well, my guitar keeps hitting my something over there. Here we go. They don't have that part down right. See, it's not too hard. I'm gonna start over on that. This is a follow up to the Holiday Inn song. So, because this is a Holiday Inn Express song. I'm dedicating this to Keith Dodson. That's where he's staying. That was a little better. I am just a traveling man, my home is on the road. I was at the Holiday Inn Express last night, all night long. They say I should feel much smarter now. Wrong, wrong, wrong. I didn't sleep at all last night. Bedboard banging on my wall all night long. I asked the desk for another room all night long. Did you ever hear two sperm whales swoon all night long? I didn't sleep at all last night. Bedboard banging on my wall all night long. I tried reading that hotel magazine all night long. I'd been better off by the ice machine all night long. I didn't sleep at all last night. Bedboard banging on the wall all night long. My bed was walking across the floor all night long. So I went outside and put my ear up to their door all night long. I didn't sleep at all last night. Bedboard banging on the wall all night long. Plaster was falling off the wall all night long. Lights were blinking out in the hall all night long. I didn't sleep at all last night. Bedboard banging on the wall all night long. Next time I need a good place to stay all night long, I'll gladly pay the highest rate all night long. Just as long as it's not at the La Quinta or the Ramada Inn or the Hilton or any place like that, I won't get that same room back at the Holiday Inn Express, even if I didn't sleep at all last night.
All right.
You know that they're gonna want to buy part of this performance here because the Holiday Inn is getting all kinds of
Yeah,
serious.
might get some kind of a trademark strike or something. You get copyright strikes.
Yeah.
You
All
ever
right,
did
well-
that? See, what was it? Whatever we did the other day, we got like 10 copyright strikes. I guess it's Hall of Fame. Every song we did at the Hall of Fame, we got a copyright strike on. But they let us put it on there anyway. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm done.
I would take that as a compliment if they picked one of my covers and said, "Hey, that actually sounds like what you were trying to play." Score. Well, the ice machine doesn't work on this floor, and I am over the kitchen for the breakfast, so I don't have to worry about stomping. However, up one flight from me, I think there's a flamenco dance troupe that likes to wind down after their 2 a.m. show. And so Jonah, you sit there sulking in the desert, outside the city in a shelter you've made. Why you angry with me? Well, man, can't you see? Raise up a vine just to give you some shade. You think I've only wasted your time, having mercy on people that you think are slime. You say it'd be better if I let you die, just for your sake. Now I won't buck my compassionate nature. You know very well yourself that it's true. Well, just think for yourself when you needed my help. You know I came through for you. I called you in Joppa, that wasn't your wish. You sailed away to the city of Tarshish. I gave you 3 days in the belly of a fish, just for your sake. Second chance, I called you again. Well, this time you pretty much did what I said. Well, you went to that city, but without any pity, shouted out that they'd all soon be dead. But an entire city of people were saved. They called on my name, they were spared from the grave. You say my compassion I should have betrayed, just for your sake. Worms come along, it's made your vine die. The scorching heat and the wind make you cry. You didn't make it grow, but you miss it, I know. Should I not be concerned if a city would die? Now the Bible ends the story right there. That's where Jonah's fate, we are all unaware. But as for ourselves, we must all be in prayer for our own sake. 'Cause in following God, we must give up our way. Listen to his voice and always obey. Serve him alone to the end of our days, for everyone's sake. For everyone's sake.
That sounds like a real song.
Yeah, good song, good delivery. I have a question. Am I the only person hearing what sounds like somebody's rubbing their hand against your microphone? You don't have your
I'm not
headphones on, so I don't know what you're hearing.
I hear
Well,
that.
I've got. I'm sitting right next to the air conditioner here, so that may be rumble.
I think that's what it is. 'Cause everybody was muted a while ago except you, and it was still getting that sound.
Okay,
It's
so
like an air
that's
conditioner
the
or
air
something, yeah.
conditioner here,
Yeah.
and I ain't gonna go without AC. I'm sorry, folks.
That's all right. We don't care. We just want to let you know.
Okay.
No, you can't go without that. No. All right. Now there's a woman who's always cool. How about that for a segue, huh? Miss Jenny.
A good one.
Thank you. I've never been accused of being cool. Okay, this is a universal song feeling, I guess, but I wrote it for someone who inspires me. And I swear that the melody that I'm singing it to is another song, but I can't place it. So I guess when I get a guitarist, they can help me with like reworking it to a different sound. I know you don't know this, but the words you write sound like they're from someone I know. And I can tell you for sure it's healing my heart. I knew him and loved him a long time ago. Ever get that feeling God's working through you and it's blessing other people like me? Well, that is the gift of giving your art, and what you sing is freeing parts of me. I have your lover and past women to thank for the songs you were singing to them. I never come between two hearts, I'll never try to take a man, but I for sure can shout an amen. I need to do that part again. I never come between two hearts, I'll never try to take a man, but I for sure can shout an amen. Let me tell you about my love, he was the joy of my life, but darkness came to taunt him. He loved his God with all that he knew, rare to see a more passionate man. He worked so hard, used every resource, but a stronghold would not set him free. I am the hoping type, so without any vows, we endured through some sad and bad dreams. Sorry. I never cried so hard over anyone more. He's my soulmate for eternity. So thank you for your tunes and how they've softened my heart. Songs remind me of all he was to me. Keep on singing and keep on believing. He works through your words to bless others. I give thanks to the Lord. I give thanks for your pen. I give thanks for the love from him. That's it.
No, that's lovely. You really need to get somebody to teach you how to play the guitar or something, or auto harp. Anything. Just because it's so nice. You want the music to go with it, the song to go with it.
Oh, thank
But it
you.
sounds good. Anyway, a man with many instruments and a fascinating perspective to go with them, the Mr. Bill Martin.
I knew it wouldn't be in Lubbock, Grand Junction, Colorado Springs. I'd not return to Denver, my people and my things. It wouldn't be in Greeley, it wouldn't be in Spain, could never be Fort Collins, I could never live there again. This reoccurring dream I have, I'm in my 20s, I'm confused. Should I go back to Hollywood from treasures I abused? It wouldn't be in Greeley, it wouldn't be in Spain, could never be forgotten now, I can never go back again. Should I not go back to college? Should I not have followed Cain? Could never never be forgotten now. I can never go back again. Could we not go back to what we were? The beauty and the pain could never be forgotten now. I can never go back again. I can't afford Fort Collins. I could never live there again.
All right. All right. Thank you, Mr. Bill.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And we move from Colorado to Mr. Alan Larson, he may be on a different planet. It's hard to tell right now.
Sometimes I feel like it. The song Bill just played always reminds me of dreams I have of being back in college. Maybe finding myself in a dorm room full of much younger. I'm the old guy in the room, and I've got a mattress on the floor in the corner, and I have 6 roommates.
My dreams are always that I forgot to turn in a paper or something like that.
Yeah, I did one time have the classic. Had to go back to high school for that one class or exam or something, and I failed to take.
I've had the one where I show up and it's the day of final exams, and I realize I hadn't put in an appearance at all in one of my classes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, totally unprepared for it. Yeah. So anyway, sticking with the dad gag tune. That's hard for me to say. Dad gag. Dag nabbit. I can't say it.
How about Dad Gum?
Dad gum. Yeah. Dad gum tuning. So anyway, this is my song Saturday Morning. I'm gonna just play it in this tuning. I think I played it in a similar tuning sometime before, but anyway, let's do it. Saturday morning came without warning. Saw your face and everything around. You were there at the right time, with your kisses so sweet in the nighttime. Down at Surfside under a starry night, she was young, and so was I. We were there at the high tide, with those kisses so sweet in the nighttime. Well, I don't know just where you are, it's been so many years. Long ago we went our ways and new loves did appear. But I always will remember people in my life, the ones you shape me and you make me think back to a time when a Saturday morning came without warning. Saw your face and everything around. You were there at the right time, with those kisses so sweet in the nighttime. With your kisses so sweet, with the kisses so sweet in the nighttime.
That's a great song, man. It really
Thank you.
is. Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Inspired by my first love way back when.
Oh. Let's see. Yeah, I wrote a song about my first love. It's a piano song, though, so I can't really do it here.
And it actually was written about way back when at that time, yeah. Anyway.
So, now the reason for this song is that Suzanne has complained that when I do performances, I do too much of the kind of slow jazzy stuff, and she says that she finds that a little on the boring side for outdoor stuff, maybe in a more intimate situation that would be more appropriate. But so I promised her I'd do more kind of up-tempo stuff, so this is one of them. I'm sure I played this before. This is my song about Dallas driving. It's called Bumper Cars, like bumper cars with chimpanzees. They go left, they go right. Sometimes they want to get out and fight. Driving here in Texas is like bumper cars with chimpanzees. Well, the automotive byways are as crazy as Toonville when you take it outside for a drive. It really doesn't matter if it's midnight or 4:45. The roads and the highways are crawling with crazies who think it's all a video game. Just driving to work is sufficient to scramble your brain. Now there's a pick-em-up truck in my blind spot left and an SUV passing on the right. The Cadillac in front of me is cruising at 50 and behind it's the Lord of the Flies. They go back, they go forth. It's the same in the south and the north. It's like they're all saying, pay attention to me. They go left, they go right. Sometimes I want to get out and fight. Driving here in Texas is like bumper cars with chimpanzees. Now I'm no better, I understand frustration when we're talking about traffic today. There have been moments when I shouted, hey mother, get out of my way. But the kind of crashulation that splashes across the nation on the TV every morning and night, I tell you, my friends, that something just isn't right. With a pick-em-up truck in my blind spot left and an SUV passing on the right. The Cadillac in front of me is cruising at 60 and behind me it's the Lord of the Flies. They go left, they go right. Sometimes I want to get out and fight. Driving like in Texas is like bumper cars with chimpanzees. Well, there's a pick-em-up truck in my blind spot left and an SUV passing on the right. The Cadillac in front of me is cruising at 60 and behind me it's the Lord of the Flies. They go left, they go right. Sometimes they want to get out and fight. Driving here in Texas is like bumper cars with chimpanzees. Well, driving here in Texas is like bumper cars with chimpanzees. Probably unfair to chimpanzees, I would think.
Woo!
Yeah, that's me being Mr. Rocker there. So,
What's
all
Lord
right.
of Flies? The reference? I didn't see it.
It's Lord of the Flies is a book written, I guess in what, the 50s, late 50s, you guys, and the idea is there's a bunch of English school kids who are trapped on an island, and they resort to just kind of crazed cruelty. The thesis of the book is that that's basically the way people are, although I disagree with that. There's been some good books written saying that basically humans, when in bad situations, cooperate, but that's not the thesis of Golding's book. And sometimes you look behind you and it's like, somebody's sliding and this, and it's like, and so hence the Lord of the Flies. But I recommend reading it.
Yeah.
It's an important book. See, you learn stuff here. This is not just the pretty faces here. You learn stuff. All right, let's
The
go.
choice of Animal Farm or Lord of the Flies in
Yeah.
seventh grade. So I changed schools.
At least you weren't encouraged to go that direction. So. All right, speaking of a person who knows about craziness, we have Mr. Harry Hewlett, H squared as they call him.
Actually, it would be H cubed. Cubed. Because my middle initial is H.
Nice. Okay, H cubed. That'll be your rap name.
HQ, yeah, could be, yeah. I gave my heart to Jesus, just a little kid. Thought I'd go to heaven no matter what I did. The road was much too rocky, the hills were much too high. Lord help me if I find out I was wrong. Told a woman I loved her, wasn't long we had a child. Told them both I'd be back for them in just a little while. Told myself just keep going, they'd be better off alone. Lord help me if I find out I was wrong. I shot a man in anger, did not know his name. No way I could forgive him, much less know who was to blame. I got down on my knees, said a little prayer. Lord help me if I find out I was wrong. Whoop. When my life is over, I don't know what I'll see. Bright light, long dark tunnel, Jesus reaching out to me. Will it all turn into darkness? The devil in disguise. Lord help me if I find out I was wrong. I gave my heart to Jesus, just a little kid. Thought I'd go to heaven no matter what I did. The road was much too rocky, the hills were much too high. Lord help me if I find out I was wrong. Lord help me if I find out I was wrong. That's it. Thank you
Great
very
song,
much.
man. Very, very
Thank you very much.
thank you, Elvis.
Thank you.
All right, and now to the Anne Margaret of the group. Speaking of Elvis, I'm working on my transitions tonight. So there you go.
Did you skip me? Did you skip me?
Oh, Keith.
All right, my man. Yes, I did. And the famed, the stuck in American hospitality, Mr. Keith Dodson. Sorry, buddy.
All right. Scrambled eggs and sausage for breakfast again tomorrow and the next day. I think twice a week they serve bacon, so that's a really special moment here. One day I launched my browser, pure knowledge to acquire. An image came up on my screen that set my heart on fire. She smiled at me with big brown eyes, too lovely to describe. She asked me to like her and also to subscribe. She's the girl of my streams. I saw her on the net. Well, it started with a Facebook meme, the subject I forget. Now she shows up everywhere, cat videos and spam, recommended by YouTube. Follow her on Instagram. Well, I really just had to meet her. I clicked to find her store. Bought 3 t-shirts and a mug, a tote bag and much more. But to a message down below, my lovesick eyes were drawn. To really get to know me, please join my Patreon. She's the girl of my streams. I saw her on the net. Well, it started with a Facebook meme, the subject I forget. Now she shows up everywhere, cat videos and spam, recommended by YouTube. Follow her on Instagram. Well, I finally got to know her. I'm happy to report her page tells all about her and her levels of support. For inside information and exclusive streams deluxe, I can join her inner circle 1 month for $30. She's the girl of my streams. I saw her on the net. Well, it started with a Facebook meme, the subject I forget. Now she shows up everywhere, cat videos and spam, recommended by YouTube. Follow her on Instagram. I'll follow her on Instagram and Twitter. Oh, that's X now, and Facebook, and YouTube, and WhatsApp, and Facebook. Girl of my streams.
A truly modern love story.
There you go. For the age of the social media.
Absolutely. You know, we're here to reflect the culture to itself, and you're doing a fine job, sir. Because that's where it's at. All right, now without further ado, Miss Jenny, there she is. Take it away. They've been waiting for
Thank
you
you.
out there.
I'm
in
gonna
TV
warn
land.
you. Thank you. I'm gonna yell in this song like all the way through. So if you have sensitive ears, adjust your volume now. I'm imagining like an old guy with his washboard in the mountains, singing a song, belting it out. And so I'm really going to yell. Okay. All right. Now that you're ready. Perfection, get off your high horse. If you're a calculating friend, what you got from me was true, you will miss me in the end. Perfection might never be for me. It's been a few years now, and I can say with all I've seen, an alpha is an alpha, and that ain't gonna end. I can bend to a leader, but I'll always lead a friend. Perfection, I've been bitten by you. If you come up with an act, leave the drama that you bring. Here, don't forget your hat. I'm open to you being the exception to the rule. But with my first whiff of pride, girl, I ain't nobody's fool. Perfection, go and make another friend. If we're going to Luckhorns, I've had enough years to see all you'll see from me is scorn. Perfection might never be for me. It's been a few years now, and I can say with all I've seen, an alpha is an alpha, and that ain't gonna end. I can bend to a leader, but I'll always lead a friend. Perfection, I care about your ideals. You don't seem to see clearly momentum's what I bring. You can keep your mind tricks and perfection's what I'll sing. Perfection, get off your high horse. If you're a calculating friend, what you got from me was true, you will miss me in the end. Thank you.
You need to hold the last note longer so we know it's the end. But yes, okay.
Thank you. You will miss me in the end.
There you go. There you go. All right. Now we see. Now we know. All right. Now here's somebody who always does a fine ending as well as a fine.
You will miss me in the end. Well, Ace, we were talking about your reference to the Lord of the Flies, and I was assigned that my second year of college at Mesa Junior College in Grand Junction, Colorado. I didn't understand that, but after hearing you explain it, it drives home my belief that a man does have original sin, that Adam and Eve did pass it on to the rest of us, the fall, original sin, and our need for Jesus Christ, our Savior, who died in our place instead of us having to die for our sin. And there are those that believe that he's coming back, but before he comes back, there are those that believe the big major event's going to be the rapture, not referred to by word rapture in the Bible, but is definitely referred to where believers just somehow vanish. And that's what this song is about. But it's also, there's a line about Jesus Christ is Lord that is more about the judgment. So this is my warning to you guys, and I love you. Oh, this is an important part of the song that I almost forgot. Someday soon, but I don't know when, we'll be no longer where we've been. I can't say when and I can't say how, but you better be ready, I'm telling you now. Here's my warning, short and sweet. The one who saves you're going to meet. I can't say when and I can't say how, but you better be ready, I'm telling you now. 7 whole years of the tribulation, the covenant broken in the nation. Halfway through it'll terribly dawn, and they may see that salt and light is gone. Believers alive will be taken up, and those who remain will drink the cup. I can't say when and I can't say how, but you better be ready, I'm telling you now. Knees will bow, tongues confess, Jesus is Lord, be cursed or blessed. I can't say when and I can't say how, but you better be ready, I'm telling you now. 7 whole years in the tribulation, they'll drink the cup of indignation. Halfway through it'll terribly Here's my warning, short and sweet. The one who saves you're going to meet. I can't say when and I can't say how, but you better be ready, I'm telling you now. Your knees will bow and tongues confess. Jesus is Lord, you'll be cursed or blessed. I can't say when and I can't say how, but you better be ready, I'm telling you now. Halfway through it'll terribly dawn and they may see that salt and light is gone.
All right. All right. Some serious philosophy tonight, friends. And speaking of serious philosophy, we have Mr. Alan Larson.
That was me. So, before I start here, we were talking a minute ago about college, went back to college. Anyway, I was looking on Facebook at somebody's profile, and they mentioned in their education they'd gone to Yale University and studied long division. I thought that was hilarious. Long division at Yale.
Yeah, I got my degree in long division, I think.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty clever. Anyway, one more tune on this tuning. This is The Tree. Oh man, I'm screwing it up already. Let me start over. Well, I heard today, latest communique, there can be no missing the man's intentions, or where his ambitions lay. The cold wind blows across the bay, darkened clouds descend, and deep in the forest, down by the river, a tree twists and bends. Well, alright, okay, nobody gets away. There'll be no sitting giving no opposition when the truth is getting in the way. Cold wind blows across the bay, ducking and breaks into a squall, and deep in the forest, down by the river, the tree begins to fall. All right, okay. Nobody gets away, alright. Yeah.
okay. Someone's gonna have to pay. All this corruption and all this deception will not bring justice today. Man, out in the streets, the talk is loud, and a man steps out from the crowd. Tomorrow morning, just a little past sunrise, planning on a little surprise. Deep in the forest, a bolt of lightning, a tree comes tumbling down. Kind of tough remembering the chord positions on that one.
Yeah, but it sounded great.
Oh, well, thank you.
I like the sound of it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. All right. Well, I guess that means it's up to me. Yes, and there I am. I just wanted to explain long division. That probably doesn't make sense to the youth of America, but back in the day, whenever you had to do a division problem that wasn't like divide, 9 into 3, that was whole numbers, you had to do what they called long division, which is called long division because you wrote down numbers. It's the whole process, and that's basically what you learn how to do for division when you were a baby boomer. So that's my explanation to that. I hope that makes sense.
Thank you.
All right.
That's not allowed in Common Core.
Oh, I believe it. I have no idea how they learn now. I'm actually a reformed mathematician, and I still am amazed that they wanted to teach the kids set theory to understand mathematics. Really? I mean, if you're going to learn symbolic logic, I think that's a great idea, but somehow trying to just get your change at the 5 and dime, do they have 5 and dimes anymore? Anyway, well, no more digging a hole in myself of proving that what an old man I actually am. But this song, this is probably one I'll do on Saturday as well. This I wrote the last time we did a festival, and it was just the joy of playing with my friends and the idea of what we do. I was trying to think of what is it that we bring to the table, and I think that we play real music. It's not auto-tuned and fluffified or anything. It's just actual real music, real songs that tell you something about life and whatever. But anyway, so I wrote this song called Real Music. Well, gather round your neighbors. We're here to entertain, to gently nudge your funny bones and stimulate your brains. There will be no auto-tune or fancy pyrotechnics. It's just us friends here together, getting down to basics. Well, living is the thing that makes us want to sing or playing real music. The kind they used to play, we're playing real music. And we'll be around all day. We sure do appreciate your kind attention. We know that you have other things to do. We're so glad to see the smiles on your faces when you stop and let us play for you. So drop your 3D goggles and pull up a wooden chair. Let's dissolve the distance between here and there. This is not about the spectacle or fancy clothes we're wearing. This is just handmade music, and it's our way of sharing. 'Cause living is the thing that makes us want to sing. We're playing real music, the kind they used to play. We're playing real music, and we'll be around all day. We're playing real music, the kind they used to play. We're playing real music, and we'll be around all day. There. Just about the joys of being out there and singing, you know, and playing and all that good stuff. All right.
I love that song.
Oh, well, good. It's kind of what we do, you know, so. And speaking of, where is he? There he is, the man they call Harry. H to the
H cubed. H
proving
cubed.
once again that he's not square.
Yeah. Have I got my Zoom? Am I muted? No. Okay. I guess not. Okay, this is another song dedicated to Keith Dodson at his Holiday Inn Express. Goes like this. Oop, hang on here. Oh crap. Pick falls out of my hand. He was a salesman, had a company car, covered all of New Mexico. He could make a cold call on the devil himself, knew every little rule of the road. But it's a downer when you're an out-of-towner, gotta spend a lot of nights alone. On the evening in question, is in his room resting at the Albuquerque Green and Gold. He was staying at the Holiday Inn, sleeping at the Holiday Inn. Never had a hesitation when he made his reservation, no surprising at the Holiday Inn. He was staying at the Holiday Inn, eating at the Holiday Inn. Even took a down and outer, though the traffic it was louder, it is safer at the Holiday Inn. She was a brave little honey, saved her money, she was taking a trip on her own. But she'd heard a lot of stories from her girlfriend Lori about the traveling men she had known. So she took a can of mace when she checked into the place she had guaranteed a month ago. Feeling a little nervous, called room service, afraid to venture out in the cold. She was staying at the Holiday Inn, sleeping at the Holiday Inn. Never had a hesitation when she made a reservation, no surprising at the Holiday Inn. She was staying at the Holiday Inn, eating at the Holiday Inn. Even took a down and outer, though the traffic it was louder, it is safer at the Holiday Inn. You never would have figured the way things were, the two of them would ever meet. But room 102 and room 103 had that little door there in between. She got up to get a drink, couldn't find the sink, then she opened up the wrong dang door. When she quit yelling, he commenced to selling. I ain't gonna eat and tell you more. Now they are staying at the Holiday Inn, sleeping at the Holiday Inn. Never have a hesitation when they make the reservation. No surprising at the Holiday Inn. They are staying at the Holiday Inn, eating at the Holiday Inn. Even take it down and out, though the traffic it is louder, it is safer at the Holiday Inn. Always stay at the Holiday Inn. Thank you very much. Put that in your blog, Jenny.
Perfect. Yeah. That's right. And now we go to the Holiday Inn man himself, the Phantom of the Holiday
Here we are, live in Plano, Texas, just off the tollway. It was early afternoon with a dark and cloudy sky south of Hugo, Oklahoma. In the middle of July, Benny Scott was staring at a red spot on his screen with purple in the center. The sight looked really mean. If he could get there in 2 hours, he might catch an awesome sight of it crossing Lake Eufaula in the early evening light. Perhaps an EF5 tornado reaching to the ground, ripping up the real estate and throwing it all around. He wasn't seeking thrills, he only wanted to make them proud, to be the front runner to those monsters from the cloud, chasing all the storm fronts out on those open plains, hoping the folks in Hugo would recognize his name. The middle child of 3, Benny never seemed to clear the bar. He felt his family held up so high and dear. Little brother was an athlete, a high school football star. Big sister was in med school, she was really going far. Well, he thought he was an also-ran man who never won, 'cause Benny never led the pack at anything he'd done. Then one day on the TV screen he saw that fateful show of people running around the country chasing tornadoes. He wasn't seeking thrills, he only wanted to make them proud, to be the front runner to those monsters from the clouds, chasing all the storm fronts out on those open plains, hoping the folks in Hugo would recognize his name. He loaded up his gear and he started on his drive. He got there around 4:30 and the storm front came at 5. He hoped to take a photograph like no one has before. He barely had his tripod set, the wind began to roar. 30,000 feet of thunderheads were building to the sky, and then he saw the funnel from the corner of his eye. He focused on his prey, he never looked around. He didn't see the billboard that was ripped out of the ground. Now the tempest was spectacular as it danced about. Benny never saw it, 'cause he was bleeding out. The remnants of that billboard had struck him in the head. Benny Scott lay on that Oklahoma prairie dead. Back down south in Hugo, his family and friends had gathered there to mourn the news of Benny's tragic end. Why did he have to run away and chase that old cyclone? Did he not know how precious that his presence was at home? He wasn't seeking thrills, he only wanted to make them proud, to be the front runner to those monsters from the clouds. He didn't know the love he craved was there all of the time. The ones he left behind him, they were like his own gold mine. Oh, the love he craved was there all of the time.
That's a great song. That's a wonderful story.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you. And let's go to the person who's listed as iPhone, which I think is, I suspect that's not her real name, but nonetheless, I will go to. Oh, it's Jenny. Wow. Okay.
Genie iPhone. iPhony.
Ah! Yeah, that's what they say about me. I'm phony, all right. Okay. I'm not put out for this. It's so not right for me. I'm not walking into a big place alone. I'll be walking with a friend beside of me. I'm not eating at that place. There's only one person in it. Wouldn't try to imagine being in there. Want to be somewhere a little more lovely. I'm not cut out for this. It's not who I might be. I'm not walking into a big place alone. I'll be walking with a bro beside of me. I won't be sitting all alone, wishing the one would slide beside me. If I have to sit and dream from afar, I can't reason with feeling empty. I'm not cut out for this. It's not how I see me. I'm not walking into a big place alone. I'll be walking with a dude beside of me. Is this what it's supposed to be? In and out, alone and empty. A date is a date, and hands are to hold. Ain't that's how it's supposed to be? I'm not cut out for this. It's not how I see me. I'm not walking into a big place alone. I'll be walking with a bud beside of me. I don't go out alone. I'm not still 23. I've got nothing to give, especially tonight, after letting trust take the best of me.
I don't know if you know, but we were playing along with you there. So.
Oh, please, I want to hear it. Thank you. Play.
All right. I wish we could, but let Mr. Bill Martin come on down.
Am I? Yeah, I'm unmuted. Well, you know, every time I do this song, oh shucks, I get the. Oh well. I'll see if I can do. This is my 12-string capo. I'm going to see if I can use it. It's not the one I intend to use, but we'll see what happens because I don't want to waste time looking for it. Every time I think I have the definitive version of this song, I go back and listen to it and I wonder. So this is the present, I think, version of this song. Three older men fighting with intent to kill. The West was still untamed as yet, and there was blood to spill. They chose their victims carefully, those that deserved to die. 3 came to make the women hurt, I came to make them cry. 3 whole years we rode the desert, seeking what we could find. Fighting tricks the heat can play upon the weary mind. Then one day we pulled into a God-forsaken town. By the trough she stood, and there my memory reeled around. Faintly though familiar was she, God, was she the one? I looked into her dark brown eyes and realized what I'd done. Suddenly my blood turned at the corner of my eye, revealed a gunman standing there with time for me to die. I could have been a dead man after all I'd done, why not? I don't remember clearly, all I know is no one shot. Later on they took me in and bandaged all my fears. They told me that they'd prayed for me in spite of bitter tears. They said they'd always known someday our paths would cross again. I never knew such love before, especially from them. Sunday morning never was another day for me, but something different happened there. Forgiveness set me free. I found the meaning of true love in spite of all the loss. They led me to the church and shared the meaning of the cross. I found the meaning of true love in spite of all the loss. They led me to the church and shared the meaning of the cross. I found the meaning of true love in spite of all the loss. They'd led me to the church and shared the meaning of the cross. After that, my life was never quite the same again. I understood the blood atonement and the price for sin. I found the meaning of true love in spite of all the loss. They led me to the church and shared the meaning of the cross. I found the meaning of true love in spite of all the loss. They'd led me to the church and shared the meaning of the cross.
All right, and now we go to Mr. Allen, because I think that after this we're going to just pretty much have one more round as far as I can tell. So, Allen will...
Yeah, and to be honest, this may be my last song. I have to carry a little old lady's groceries up 3 flights of stairs.
You are a Boy Scout.
Aww.
It has nothing to do with the Dallas Mavericks game on TV, I swear.
Oh, okay.
He likes little old ladies.
Yeah, that's the best excuse I've heard in years, man.
Yeah, then I'm making sandwiches for the homeless, but
But no,
Then he's
All
studying
right.
long division.
Yeah. Then he's
after
studying long.
division. But yeah, no, seriously, I want to watch this Mavericks game.
All right. One
But
more song.
I got a new harmonica holder the other day, and I'm a little disappointed. But I don't know. The other one was too prone to slide down. Anyway, I'll try this one out. This is a Simple Man. Well, I don't drive a Mercedes Benz. Don't have a lot of famous friends. Even better than a big pile of money is hearing your voice calling me honey. Well, I just want a roof that won't leak. I'd like to see snow on a mountain peak. Want to get a good night's sleep and find you left a message after the beep. Yeah, I am just a simple man with a handful of simple plans. I take you as you are, you take me as I am, and what I am is a simple man. Well, I like to take trips down to the Texas coast. Don't care much for people who boast. And I don't get dressed up all top dollar. It feels good enough when you fix my collar. Yeah, I am just a simple man with a handful of simple plans. I take you as you are, and you can take me as I am, and what I am is a simple man. Yeah, some days are sunny, some bring rain. Sometimes there's pleasure, but when there's pain, my troubles vanish in a very short while. All it takes is your loving smile, 'cause I'm a simple man. Well, I like a guitar that's easy to play. Folks who got something good to say. Like a good in-between meal snack. And I like it when you scratch my back. Yeah, I am just a simple man with a handful of simple plans. Take you as you are, you take me as I am, and what I am is a simple man. Yeah, I don't drive a Mercedes Benz. Don't have a lot of famous friends. But even better than a big pile of money is hearing your voice calling me honey. All right.
That's finishing on a high note, I'll say.
There you go. Thank you. Well, I'll see many of you at Wildflower this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
I play Sunday afternoon. Probably be out there Saturday hanging out.
All right. Well, be nice to those old ladies, you know.
Oh, yeah. I need to put on my shoes.
I worry about that, you know.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. I'll see you guys next week.
All right. I think we have like one more for each of us left. So that's. And I'm just. This is my ode to retirement. This is called Still Alive and Living in Texas. You ask me how I'm doing, I say better than before. The corporate crazy grime is washed away. And since I have some free time to remember who I am, let me drop a message and say, we're still alive and living in Texas. Here's a picture in the backyard with the dogs. We're still alive and living in Texas. Just old folks living high on the hog. They said it would be boring, we'd sit and watch TV. But there's so much more than that to being free. We're into new adventures, but we miss the ones we love. So join us on vacation and see. We're still alive and living in Texas. Here's a picture in the backyard with the dogs. We're still alive and living in Texas. Just old folks living high on the hog. Well, working for the man was uninspiring. I felt as though my soul was stuck in chains, dealing with the whims of corporate stooges who everybody knew had shit for brains. We're still alive and living in Texas. Here's a picture in the backyard with the dogs. We're still alive and living in Texas. Just old folks living high on the hog. Just old farts living high on the hog.
Woohoo!
A silly little ending. Couldn't resist. All right, Mr. Harry, your last profound statement for.
You know another saying they had for living high on the hog. Boy, he's cutting a fat hog in the ass. That's the way they said it out in the.
I thought you were gonna go with high cotton, but okay.
No. But anyway, okay. I love that song. She kissed him, best looking guy she'd ever seen. He said he would never leave her. She was eager to believe. He left her for another. She took him back again. Little did she know how that first love would end. 2 times again, 2 times again. That's how a heartache begins. 2 times again, 2 times again. It happened Then it happened again. Next time she saw him, it was no different than before. There he was, knocking on her door. I'll spare you all the details. It really is a sin, the way that same fella broke her heart again. 2-time again. 2-timed again. That's how a heartache begins. 2-timed again. 2-timed again. It happened. Her heart was broken. Then it happened again. Stopped up. There is no happy ending, but with luck her heart will heal. 2-timed again. 2-timed again. That's how a heartache begins. 2-timed again. 2-timed again. It happened. Her heart was broken. Then it happened again. Then it happened again. You know, I just discovered something.
What?
No, it's not. My ears must be stopped up. I guess it's allergies or something. I couldn't hear. I can't hear. It sounds funny. Anyway, that's my song. Thank you very much. It's fun.
All right. Now we go to the man in the Holiday Inn himself, Mr. Keith Dodson.
Hopefully my last performance from the Holiday Inn. Hopefully next week I'll be back in my normal Zoom studio. All around this great big world, we all love barbecue. In every land a different style, let's just name a few. Now the Germans grill their bratwurst, Virginians smoke their ham. In Canada they roast wild game, while Greeks kebab their lamb. A shrimp on the Barbie in the land down under. And here in Texas brisket just fills our hearts with wonder. But in the District of Columbia, prepare your knife and fork, 'cause in our nation's capital they specialize in pork. Well, let's all go down to the DC joint where the Congress gathers and pork is the point. A tasty little tidbit couldn't get much dearer. The secret of the flavors in the smoke and mirrors. The elephants love it, the donkeys too. Yeah, they all want a great big piece of pork to chew. And when the Washingtonians enjoy their barbecue, pork is the point. Now we'll jump wants to build a dam. He grabs a great big pork chop and shares with Senator Sam. The rep from Alaska needs a new bridge. It's just a little port wine she pulls out of the fridge. And the senator wants a stadium in sunny Tennessee. Well, these short ribs have no backbone, neither does he. Well, let's all go down to the DC joint where the Congress gathers and pork is the point. A tasty little tidbit couldn't get much dearer. The secret of the flavors in the smoke and mirrors. The elephants love it, the donkeys too. Yeah, they all want a great big piece of pork to chew. And when the Washingtonians enjoy their barbecue, pork is the point. Now this obsession with the pig must be some psychosis. All we can do is hope and pray we all get trichinosis. Well, let's all go down to the DC joint where the Congress gathers and pork is the point. A tasty little tidbit couldn't get much dearer. The secret of the flavors in the smoke and mirrors. The elephants love it, the donkeys too. Yeah, they all want a great big piece of pork to chew. And when the Washingtonians enjoy their barbecue, pork is the point, yes sir. Pork is the point, let's save our bacon. Pork is the point. And I have approved this message.
All right, Jenny, your last immortal song for the evening.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
What?
yeah, no, I'm right.
Yeah, you're right. I thought you were saying she was the last one. Bill gets to
No,
go.
oh yeah, I know. Her last addition to the evening, yes.
Thank you. Up and down ocean and down on my knees, crying in my car alone, tears on my sleeve. Do you remember how you found me and how you helped me trust again? Will you ever know how you healed me, laughing like never when? So long ago, he couldn't bring you back to me. I knew it was over, pouring out my agony. Do you remember how you found me and how you helped me trust again? Will you ever know how you healed me, laughing like never when? Then when you came back, needed time to believe. So unsure of unknowns, I wanted time to find ease. Do you remember how you found me and how you helped me trust again? Will you ever know how you healed me, laughing like never when? If you were with me now, we'd be rays of sunbeams. Things for us time tested, at least you're in my dreams. Do you remember how you found me and how you helped me trust again? Will you ever know how you healed me, laughing like never when? Do you remember how you found me, laughing like never when? Thank you.
All right. And now, for the last voice you will hear this evening is the wonderful Mr. Bill Martin. Take it away. You don't have like a minute song or anything. No, I just kidding.
This is real short. I didn't mean to do it like that. It was way too echoey.
When
So
you
here
said
comes the
short,
hook.
you weren't kidding.
Here comes the hook.
All right, and with that is our theme song floating into the air. We bid you in television land a fond evening, and hopefully see. We won't see Jenny because you're far away, but nonetheless, see the rest of you guys on Saturday, and
All right.
make music for the folks.
We will
Night,
have fun.
everybody. It was a joy.
Y'all have
being with you.
fun.
We will. We will. Have a good night, everybody.
Okay, see y'all. Adios.
Bye bye.
Stay here.
Bye bye.